You're listening to Health Professional Radio. My name is Wayne Buckler, and today my guest is Jeremy Nathan, Managing Director and Publisher of Industrialcom. Jeremy, welcome to Health Professional Radio.
Thanks very much, Wayne. It's great to be with you.
Now, Jeremy, Industrialcom is not a name that sort of instantly tells you what the company does. Share with us what the company does.
No, that's fair enough. Look, I guess Industrialcom as a company name combines our two major focuses and vision as a company, which Industrialcom, which basically means that we address various industries. And I know obviously a lot of people think industry, they think nuts and bolts, and that is one part of our business, but we sort of see the medical sector as an industry in a way. So that's where the Industrialcom, the industrial part comes from, and com basically the whole communication aspect. So we're essentially combining, industry with communication, and that's our focus as a business. So, and we basically run three leading, what we call online marketplaces. Mm-hmm. Medical Search is one of them, another one called Hospitality Hub, which is for the hospitality industry, and another one called Industry Search for the industrial sector. Now,
Jeremy, is your geographic footprint therefore Australia-wide or worldwide, or how do you describe what is your geographic footprint?
Yeah, we're an Australian-focused company. Obviously, being a website, we get audience participation from other parts of the world, but our focus is Australia. We market the site actively in Australia, and our subscribers are predominantly from Australia. So we put ourselves forward as an Australian business, not with a global focus.
And you're headquartered in Sydney?
Yeah, that's right. Surrey Hills in Sydney.
Right. So 95% or so of our audience are clinicians of one kind or another. We get a lot of listeners from the acute care sector in hospitals, and also a lot from the aged care sector. And they're, doctors, nurses, and allied health professionals. What would you like them to take away today from having heard you chatting on the radio? What's your key message to clinicians?
Look, I guess we'd like to encourage people to use our website as a resource to help them find the best medical products and solutions for their medical practices, for their hospitals, for their aged care facilities, etc. The internet is a very wide place, and there's a lot of information out there, and it's very important for people who are running medical operations to find equipment that's reliable and products, etc. We address that and we support that through the way our site works. We have newsletters that go out which keep our users informed about the latest products on our site, but also things like case studies and articles that our suppliers are putting up there, that we also vet them editorially as well, and also articles and content that we actually put up there as well. We assign our writers and editors to write articles and content around certain important topics for healthcare professionals. So I guess encouraging them to join our audience, and we have a large newsletter database. We have about 25,000 subscribers who get our Medical Search newsletter a couple of times a week. So obviously, by all means, to jump on and subscribe to that so they can keep up to date with various different medical tips, ideas, products, etc.
Now, we should make mention of the website because at the end of the interview we'll talk about the Industrialcom website, but this particular one is the Medical Search one, and that's medicalsearch.com.au?
That's right, Wayne. Yep.
So when we're talking about the website and what you can find, that's the address to go to if you're wondering. It's medicalsearch.com.au. Now, Jeremy, give us some sense of the range of products and services that are on the website.
Sure. Look, at the moment, Medical Search has around about 150 active suppliers. These suppliers maintain what we call a storefront, so it's kind of like a virtual shop on our site. Those 150 companies, they can log in and maintain an online catalog of their products, but also they can upload content and articles about their products as well. So it's quite diverse as far as the areas that we're focused on. We're currently focused very heavily in aged care, but also general practice type equipment and product. The dental industry is another area we focus on as well. And obviously a lot of that also flows over onto things like hospitals and all kinds of medical facilities that have general needs for all kinds of things, whether it's hospital beds, whether it's surgical equipment, patient handling, mobility, all that sort of thing.
And Jeremy, in every industry there are misconceptions, and it's my favourite question. What's the greatest misconception amongst your customers and clients that drives you nuts and keeps you awake at night?
It's a good question. Look, the internet obviously has created lots of misconceptions, but I think one of the things that we like to talk about to our storefront owners, the medical suppliers that are on our site, is that their marketing and connecting with their audience doesn't just stop at their own website and Google as well. There's a big misconception that the only way to be in front of your audience is through Google and obviously using your own website for that as well. But the way things have evolved is that obviously those are very powerful mediums, but the buying journey for complex things like medical equipment and devices is quite an extensive journey, and the buyers are typically looking for a lot of information and also to build a lot of trust around the suppliers that they are engaging with. So, and that's how we've sort of developed our site around that whole credibility and information gathering process. So, and obviously things like Google and that are still very powerful tools. What they're typically used for is not necessarily the research phase. People are more almost at that last phase of buying when they jumping on Google because they kind of know what they're looking for. So I think it's important for medical suppliers to acknowledge that you want to get in front of the people that don't necessarily know exactly what they're looking for, because that's a very big part of the market. The people who are in the discovery process, who are trying to find the best solutions, who are trying to find new ideas and new ways of doing things. So that's really where we come in as a site to support that side of things.
Well, with a little bit of luck today, Jeremy, we can help dispel that misconception at least a little bit amongst some of our audience. Now, how do people get in touch with you?
Look, obviously through our website is various ways of contacting us. So I guess jumping on the website is always a good start.
Okay, and that's the medicalsearch.com.au website?
That's right, yeah. Obviously if they're a medical professional, they're looking for medical information, that's the place to start. All
right. Well, for those of you who missed that website, it'll be in our transcript, but it's medicalsearch.com.au. Jeremy, thanks very much for joining us this morning. I do appreciate your time.
Thanks very much, Wayne. That's great.
If you've just missed my conversation with Jeremy Nathan, Managing Director and Publisher of Industrialcom, and our discussion about medicalsearch.com.au, the good news is we have a full transcript on our website at www.hpr.fm. You can also find an audio archive of our conversation, both on YouTube and on SoundCloud. My name is Wayne Buckler. You're listening to Health Professional Radio.